We're back, people, and today we're breaking down film on Jordan Addison, USC wide receiver. Probably going to be a late first, early second round type of player in this draft class. He's got inside, outside versatility. I see him as like a solid number two receiver at the next level. Route running is his calling card. He's a very good route runner, change of direction type of player. Speed overall is decent. Won't blow you away with crazy athleticism, but he's got good enough for his route stem. Can run the whole route tree. Very undersized. Would like to see him, maybe put on a little bit of weight, but he plays with enough physicality. I think, people compare him to Devontae Smith. Devontae Smith's a little more lanky, and he plays with a little more physical toughness and balance and play strength than you would guess for a guy of his size. Jordan Addison isn't afraid to get physical, but I wouldn't say that's a big part of his game, so I don't see him being as dominant as Devontae Smith at the next level, but I see a solid quality number two wide receiver with his really dynamic route running ability. Addison, you get him some off-man coverage like this, one-on-one out in space, and he's going to absolutely turn this DB around, make him look silly, getting him running this, deep 8 post route, and we'll just watch what he does here. He does a really good job of attacking leverage right here. Starts out kind of slower pace, slow tempo, gives this lean to the outside. He manipulates with the body language, and now this DB's just completely turned around, and once he's done that, he times it up perfectly, so perfect timing on the route, great tempo, pace, all of those things, and then understanding how to attack leverage, use your body language to get these DBs to open up, work how you want them to. That's just a high-level route there from Jordan Addison. To be successful at the next level, you got to be able to beat some press man coverage one-on-one. He does a great job of this. He's very comfortable. This is some lower level competition, but just still watching the route right here, this whip route, 3rd and 3 situation. He's the main target. He sets this up, gives a little foot fire, split release, hard stab to the outside, and then able to just sink those hips. Look how he maintains, this lower body flexion. Really good job, just change of direction, ankle flexion, hip fluidity, all of that to get out of it very cleanly and then, get to the end zone. I think he's a red zone threat due to his change of direction and separation ability. Down in the red zone, you can win in a couple ways, being that bigger body, winning, by boxing out, going over the top of someone, basketball type of player, or you create that separation because there's less room down here. If you can create just enough separation for your QB to get you the ball, that's how you score a lot of touchdowns at the next level. Another example down in the red zone for Jordan Addison, we get to watch him lean into this DB, which is nice. Working to the pylon, this is something you definitely see teams do at the next level. We got him in the slot. He can play inside or outside. I think it'd be a nice slot or Z receiver at the next level. But he, gives a foot fire, gets out into his outside track. Now he gets physical with the DB. Lean into him, peek his head to the inside. Look how his eyes are pointing to the inside. He's like holding this DB right here and then push off, create that separation. Violent break too. He's very sudden with his hips, gets out of it, creates that space, and then takes a great angle. You want to attack straight to the pylon, and then the perfect throw low and away, and then he hangs on to it. He's a pretty reliable receiver. I wouldn't say he's like amazing at the catch point. It's not a huge strong point of his game, but he's reliable overall. The route running, though, is where he will make a living at the next level. Addison right here at the top. Just quick curl route versus off coverage, but just nice to see him after the catch, too. He's got some after the catch ability. I think that's like his second best trait. After the route running, he's got the release, route running, and then just after the catch, you get the ball to him out in space, and he'll make some guys miss. He's got enough athleticism here, spin out of it. He can run through some arm tackles just enough from DBs at least. So a little bit of play strength there for a guy of his size. Like to see that he's at least willing to get physical and break those tackles. So yeah, nice play there from Jordan Addison. We got Jordan Addison at the top of the screen, just in that, tighter alignment right there. We get to watch him work on this double move. Manipulating with his eyes again. He's a vertical threat. He can make an impact at all 3 levels. Sorry, he goes off the screen a little bit right here. As I said earlier, or in other videos, don't have the all 22, so can't be showing a bunch of that. But Addison, at the top of the screen, we'll just watch this a little more slowly right here. He loves to run these out routes. He runs a lot of out routes. I didn't really show any in this video, but they're littered all over his film. And he just, look at his eyes, pointing back, shoulder, all body language is pointing that he's going to run this out, and then sticks that foot in the ground. You can see the explosion out of it. Very explosive player. Get vertical, tracks it in, pulls it in, doesn't slow down too much at the catch point either, so you can see the tracking ability, and then instantly accelerate out of it. Nice play down the sideline. Very high level work there on the double move. Got to be able to do this as a receiver at the next level. I see him as a very solid number 2, that Z receiver like I'm talking about. Definitely a guy in the slot too. Jordan Addison, definitely a playmaker. Don't know, he transferred from Pitt to USC, played with Caleb Williams, who was the Heisman winner. really good duo this past season. Could see him. I honestly kind of want to see him reconnect with Kenny Pickett because he played with Kenny Pickett at Pitt, and I think Jordan Addison would be a pretty good fit in Pittsburgh, especially if Deontay Johnson leaves like in the next season or two or whatever. I think he would be a nice replacement for him because Deontay Johnson's pretty similar. They have very similar skill sets, and he would be a nice complement to George Pickens. We got Addison right here. This is actually the last play that I'm going to break down. We got him working for some soft press, beating the patient corner. You know, he's getting out of it. This is a pretty good rep from both sides. But you just watch him, you know, set this up. He's just reading the DB with his initial step. He's playing patient, foot fire, reading what the DB is going to do. And then once he sees him, you know, not shoot those hands, get the initial press, he starts to speed release to the outside. Look at him sell that heat. He brings the shoulders down, the head level down. He is selling vertical right now. When you're running routes, you want to sell vertical a lot. Make everything look like it's vertical, and then sink your hips. He doesn't slow down either. When you're running these like curl routes, hitch routes, things like this, you don't want to slow down or raise your pad level because those are route indicators that you know that's what you're doing. And he doesn't do that at all. He just sinks those hips, gets out of it quickly, works back away from the DB like this, catches it away from the frame, looks it all the way in, and then secures that, gets the catch for the first down. I just feel like he's a very nice possession receiver, will move the chains for sure. Just a quality overall number 2. Like I've been saying the whole video, I like him as a number 2. I don't know if I would take him earlier, how early I would take him in the first round. I'm fine as him as a late first round pick. I was going to say late second, early second, late first type of guy. Would not be mad about that, especially in this receiver class, which isn't super top heavy. I feel like he's in the upper echelon of the class, top 5 type of guy, but this receiver class isn't very amazing at the top, but he can be one of those guys that I see having a very solid, long NFL career as long as he stays healthy. He really understands how to create the separation using, you know, pace manipulation, leverage manipulation, attacking. He gets physical in the route stem. He can win in multiple different ways. He can beat you with, you know, his football IQ. He can beat you with his athleticism. He can even win with some physicality during his route stem. And yeah, that's very, very important if you want to be successful at the next level. See you guys in the video. Make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace, 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 peace.